How desperate are you? That's what the Lord has been showing me. He asked me, how desperate are you? He was revealing to me how he shows us time after time that he's always, in one way or another, touching our hearts, touching us, reminding us that he's there. But he asked, how many people go to touch me? How many people reach out to touch me? And he brought me to the story about the woman who's bleeding. And she was so desperate. She was desperate that she fought through the crowd. She was so desperate for her healing that she did what she had to do because her faith was taking her. But she was desperate and she wanted to touch Jesus. And she said, only if I can touch him. You guys, the Lord has been showing me that sometimes he will take us to a place of desperation so that we would reach out to touch him. A place where we feel that we are behind a rock and a wall. Just to get that desperation to bring us to a place where we need him and we cry out to him. A place where we can say, it's time for me to touch God. If I can just touch him, I'll be healed. If I can just touch his garment, if I can just touch him, he'll respond. If I can just get his attention, he'll respond to me. He'll look at me. He'll look this way. Guys, we need to be desperate for Jesus. We need to be desperate for the healing. We need to be desperate for those things that God has said he's going to give us. We need to have faith to want to touch him, to touch his heart, to go after those things. I want to encourage you that there's going to be times and seasons that we all go through where we're going to be desperate. And we can either stay desperate in that season and let it just linger, let it happen, and just go through it, go through the motions, or we can be desperate in that season to cry out to Jesus and ask him, Lord, just let me touch you. Let me just touch your heart. Let me just touch your garment. Let me just have a piece of you. And I know that you'll get me through this. I know that you will heal me. And healing comes in many forms, guys. It's not just physical healing. It's healing in different areas. Spiritual healing, mental, physical, emotional, whatever that healing may be for you. I want to encourage you that if you're going through something right now, if you're in a place of desperation, reach out and touch God. Touch Jesus. Touch his heart. Spend time with him. Be desperate for him. Be desperate for him and watch him move on your behalf. You guys, I leave you with this parable. I leave you with the faith of this lady, the desperation that she demonstrates, and how God stopped throughout the crowd. You guys, we got to remember that this woman, it wasn't just because she was another lady needing a healing, another child of God that needed healing. It was what she carried inside of her. It was what he felt from her. How many people in the crowd didn't touch him? It was because she was different. She was desperate. She had faith. She reached out to him. He took that all into consideration, that her faith or desperation is what pulled the power out of him. You guys, get desperate. Search him and allow for your faith to pull the power of God, the power of Jesus, the power of the Holy Spirit to pull out of him and onto you. You guys, it is such a powerful, powerful, powerful word. It is powerful. Be desperate. Don't let your trials and tribulations bring you down. Don't let them make you. Don't let them be the thing that names you. Whatever you're going through, embrace it as a desperation to reach out for Jesus, to receive your healing.